Welcome back to Frank, the show that fearlessly combines the accident-prone with full male nudity. Tonight, my guests, naked magician Chris Wayne and currently clothed actor Nick Bartlett, join me, Kat Davidson, in telling tales of accidents and incidents. Chris Wayne, before the break we were discussing that you are not naturally an accident-prone man. Before we get to your tale, Nick, are you accident-prone?
Look, I think I'm not as accident-prone now, but I definitely was when I was younger, out of sheer just not thinking. Yeah, that's what an accident-prone person is, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Just they don't think.
Not noticing one's
But
surroundings.
I've always been, like, I was a really know-it-all kid. And so
No!
Oh, get out. But then when I would make an accident, when I would have a boo-boo, I would be like, well, you've broken me, your face has broken me. When I would have an accident, I would be like, oh, but I should have thought of that. When you had a boo-boo.
What just happened? I think we just regressed
This week on So You Think You Can Speak.
I wouldn't be on the show if it was that.
Chris, you're not an accident-prone man, but something did happen to you that was perhaps not altogether your fault.
It was a weird thing. It was like a perfect storm of timing that all happened in like the succession of 10 seconds. But to give it context, this happened to me a week after our show started. And our show had just, like, it was a bit of a quick success for us. We sold out all our shows, all the reviews were great, and we had all these offers come in. And I went out to celebrate with my friends, you know, this new venture that had gone really well for me.
And this is after a year of working like a dog on it and putting everything on the line.
Absolutely.
So a celebration was certainly in order.
And we were feeling good. We were dressed up sharp. And we were at a Brisbane bar, a nice one too. And there was a gentleman standing, like, it was sort of crowded, and he had his back to mine. And we went like back to back, you know, like tight, but as in, you know, I knew that there was someone standing behind me. And I was drunk, and we were just about to, I said I was
Did you
drunk
just mumble
really
I was
quick.
drunk?
And I was just drunk.
I may have been
I was
slaughtered.
drunk. It was great too. But we were about to leave, and then I'm like, so we'll head off. And then as I turned around to put my drink down, this guy has turned around for something at the same time. And as I've sort of, the timing of this was really peculiar, but basically what happened in the space of 2 seconds, as I put my cup down and turned around, he turned around and lifted his hand up, and basically his short glass went into my face.
Oh.
But because the way it went in, it was like the bottom bit went into it went in normally, so it went into my mouth and then split these parts of my mouth open.
Joker.
But yeah, exactly, but with a twist, because the top of the glass broke into my nose, and you sitting here can probably see that line there.
Yeah.
And I was drunk. I didn't realize, like, it just hurt, and I was like, oh. And this guy is wetting his pants, not laughing, but as in, like, he's terrified.
Thought
He's
you were
like,
gonna
oh my
take
God,
a swing.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, and I'm not a fighter. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, man. It's cool. And I turned around to my friends. I'm like, let's get out of here. And then my mate's like, you need to go to the bathroom. And then I went to the bathroom, and I had these two splits here, and then my nose was bleeding, and then I like dabbed it away, and then I pressed on my nose, and you could see down to the bone. And I still hadn't absorbed the seriousness of it. So I got taken to the hospital, and I had to spend the night in hospital, and they didn't stitch me up because of this show. It was just going to be stitches holding it together. So they're like, well, you can keep it on, we can glue your nose back together, but you'll have to keep it on for a month.
What was going through your head? Because you just launched a show that is entirely predicated on your good looks.
That's a part of it.
And your talent.
We try and be
your
funny
humour
and
all of
magical
that.
as
But
well.
it would be difficult for you to do it with an ugly
Exactly,
head.
and I was sure, like, I was a little drunk, so I was probably making it, well, it looked really bad at the time. And then I wasn't in a club anymore, and I wasn't having fun anymore, and then I was lying in a hospital bed, and then I started to get emotional, and I'm like, my face is going to be
Did you
scarred.
have a boo-boo?
I had a boo-boo. Yeah, and
You bird boo-boo, don't you?
so here's where it gets funny.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Hooray!
I'm lying there, and so my nose has just been literally glued back together like a little puzzle, and there's this clamp holding it up, and my mouth has these cuts, and I'm in agony. And then the nurse comes in, and she's like, "What do you do?" She's asking me the question. I'm like, "I'm an entertainer." She's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm in a show called The Naked Magicians." And she's like, "Oh, I saw that. I've seen your penis." And it was a nice little moment of levity. So let me tell you that hangover plus broken glass in the face is like the worst hangover you'll ever experience. Now, I'm fine. I have no scars here. I've got this little line on my nose now, which is fine. Thanks
Chicks
to
dig scars.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
good
I don't know
story.
if they do. It's an amazing story, and I need to point out there was nothing malicious from this at all. But it was a horrible accident, and it hurt like a mofo, and it
could
had
have
me
been.
worried. Like I had like it was covered for a month, and I had no idea if I was going to have a wicked scar or not. Wow. Which would have effectively ruined my place in this show that I'd created. Yeah.
Did you have to make the phone call to your partner in crime and the people behind?
No, he was there celebrating with me. So we were all terrified. Yeah. Thankfully, he's good looking, so he could have carried it on his own.
This
for a
just
while.
would have been you behind a curtain the whole time.
Yeah, it's the Phantom of the Cockra would have been the new show. Yeah.
Did you just come up with that then? That's
Yes.
pretty funny. Yeah, that's
Thank
good.
you.
You
Yeah.
should keep that. Does it happen often that you'll be talking to someone and a light will go on in their eyes and you'll realise that they've just
All the
realised they've
time
seen
now.
you naked?
Yeah. It turns out like I live in a complex, and on the bottom floor is a Woolworths. And I went in there one day, and this girl, she was like 20 years old. She had the giggles while she's serving me. And the night before, they'd had like 20 Woolworths staff have like their whole team went to the show. So like everyone at this shopping complex had seen me naked the night before. And you can tell now as well when someone, like I'm sure you've had it when they recognise you, or with your husband, who's a well-known personality, and they do that double take.
Yes.
And it's like the double take mixed with, I've seen them naked.
They don't usually do that to me, but yeah, I get really odd backhanded compliments from people when they see me. A lot of I hate female comics, but you're actually pretty funny.
You're pretty funny.
I'm so
For
sorry.
a chick.
Which is, yeah, and if they see me with Stav, with my husband who works in radio here in Brisbane, I've actually been asked on more than one occasion, how did you land him?
No.
Wow.
And I can't answer, of course. But do you ever get people giving you any backhanded compliments? Like, I didn't like magic, but you guys go all right?
I had a girl tell me that she thought I had the cutest little pot belly she'd ever seen. Which is, yeah.
Oh, no!
That was great. Yeah.
Oh,
Brilliant.
And apart from that, I think people are mostly complimentary. That's the only one that comes to mind off the top of my head. I didn't know what to say to that as well, because she was still giving me a compliment, but she's like, I just love your little pot belly, I just want to squeeze it. Like, nope.
no.
No, this is the wrong way to get into my life or my pot belly.
Now, Nick, you've been listening with bated breath there.
Oh, yeah, my story sucks compared to that.
Hey, that's all right. Just
That's a great lead
Talk from
into
the
the
heart.
next break. Do you see how a segue is done? You guys need to talk.
I mean, I was just lowering expectations, so when they come back,
stick around for a less
around.
exciting story after the break.
But I'm sure he'll cut in and make it funny. We'll be
know
right
it.
back.
I'm Kat Davidson. This is Frank. We're all hoping, fingers crossed, that Nick can bring it back from Boo Boo Land for his second break here on Frank, where both of them will remain fully clothed. We're hoping for the rest of the show. We'll see you back in a few minutes.